Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? What you see in front of you is called Infinity Catalyst. 1 stack. Now, yes, a bit of a correction. This is 1 stack. Hopefully. Yes. And if I finally get the numbers correctly, this should be hopefully 2 stacks. Yeah, I made white gem wafers once in my life. And we still have them. Don't really know why. And guess what? This is called the Infinity Ingot. We just need 9 of it. There you go. Come on, give me the quest. Thank you. What? This just counted. Oh, you get it after you get the Infinity Ingot. Okay. I don't know why. But in any case, we're gonna convert it into a block. And yes, we're gonna animate it, but we're not gonna make a farm out of it because I'm in a hurry. I just want a bit. Hello? Let me get my sword. Don't run away. Stay there. So for the moment, that should be more than enough. Yeah, we have 15 blocks. I'm gonna get my favorite armor. For some reason, we're starting from the boots. It looks so weird. Apparently, this is the leggings, the chest plate, and my beautiful helmet. Like last time, it's a little bit glitched, but I don't care. It looks amazing. Of course, from the cheap things that are available to us right now, we would be able to make the world breaker. Why the hell not? You insta-mine everything, right? Yes. And maybe 1 Asgard dandelion. 1 is enough. Maybe we automate mana. I don't know. This is an amazing flower. It just makes mana when you place it down. Not like that, obviously. But I know what you're thinking. Having the Infinity Armor, having the World Breaker, having the Asgard Dandelion is garbage. None of them are going to be as amazing as the Sword of the Cosmos. So that's what I have to make. Do you see this range? I mean, if you come here... No, I'll make it, then we cheat it in. Also, I shouldn't use you. That's the Infinity Block. Why do you need so many stupid swords? Huh. For a flux sword? Oh, in order to make the Sword of the Cosmos, we need to make the Dark Crystal Sword of Darkness of Amplification Rods. Amazing. From Lordcraft. I'll make them, don't you worry. One thing that I did not pay attention to is that there is a crazy amount of crafting involved. And I mean really crazy. But I do have a feeling that we're getting closer. Well, making these things was the worst because nothing stacks. You can't shift click. But we're almost done. We just need the draconic stuff and some of these. And just out of curiosity, there's like 4 draconic things, right? Yes. There is a bit of manual crafting involved, but other than that, resources are not a problem. Anyways, if I have not done anything wrong, this is the Superstar Axe, and it should be something like this. No, it's telling me I have everything. What was the difference? I don't know, but we have the Draconic Staff of Power. So the Sword of the Cosmos is going to be super easy. So voila, the Sword of the Cosmos. I look fancy. Finally. Not with the hearts. That was Gustavo. What is the point of having the Infinity Armor and the Sword of the Cosmos if we don't poke the Chaos Guardian? Where are you? Actually, the multi-armor was better. He's dead. When you have the World Breaker, you don't really need to kill him. You can just go and mine the crystal. Also, there was a time that they used to drop experience. Go to hell. We just take the crystal and hopefully run away. We got 20. Awesome. So, my fellow Dark Ones, unfortunately for today, we don't really have a master plan. I mean, I can't really say that today I'm going to make the Chaos Catalyst or the Chaos Ingot or the Chaos Plank. I can make the one, but it's not going to be that useful. Instead, here's what we're going to do. We're going to prepare for the end game. That means fixing the base and having more automations. We need to start somewhere, and I was thinking maybe we should start making 1 stack of the ultimate crafting table. We don't really need 1 stack, but I just want to call it a day. The most difficult part of that is the cluster. Can we animate you? I was not expecting that. Come with me. Because you can't really animate everything. For example, this is the ultimate crafting table. What? What just happened? You dropped the table? I'm very sorry. You go back and we just animate the table. I thought a bit of organization is not a horrible idea. I have so many mobs that I have to spawn that I'm getting confused. These are shelves from Bibliocraft, and we can have some sort of an indicator like this, so that we know that this mob imprisonment tool gives us the ultimate crafting table. Also gives me an excuse to use this room one day. So first off, it wasn't really a room, but now that it has a roof and a door, maybe we can call it a room. It's nothing very fancy. We don't have any decorations in this mod. I just noticed. I was looking at runes, but you just get Lordcraft. It's such an amazing mod that I don't dare to use it on the walls. Also, the shelves were a terrible idea because they drop your FPS by 15 on average, and I have no idea why. So for the moment, we have them in a chest. Also, just to be able to use this room, I do have a few dislocators. We can go to our end farm. I put fused quartz, and whenever I come here, I get confused. I don't know where is the top, where is the bottom, but we are here for another reason as well. We need to take one of these guys out. I think it's you. No, that is black iron. Well, we don't need it anymore. Is it you? We should not see a red thing. Oh yes, this is the correct one. And you are... Yeah, we don't need you as well. Yeah, we have 126,000 blocks. That's 1,000,000 stars. However, we need to spawn a few more blocks, and I will tell you why. Well, 2 of them are going to be the runes from blood magic, and of course the final one is going to be the infinity block. But I just need 1 block in order to set the filter. Again, same problem. The reason that we would need infinity ingots is pretty obvious, correct? So hence, we animated the block. The reason that we added more ruins is much more important there. One of our main goals at this very moment is to get something called a creative tank, which will give us infinite fluids, correct? The recipe is not that horrifying, ignore everything. This is the problem, the infinity tank, and it has EMC, but we need to be able to make at least one of them. What is the recipe for that? Aha, blood tank tier 16. It's expensive, very expensive. Because in order to make a blood tank tier 16, you need 2 15s, 2 14s, 13s, and you get the gist. It's a huge chain. I have already set the pattern for a blood tank tier 16. We can't craft it, obviously, but this is the material that we need. 327 blank ruins. Oh, we're already there. So we can craft it. I was under the impression that I need 37,000 more, but apparently not. So I guess we don't need to spawn them ever again. Yeah, exactly. We don't need the ruins. But we have been doing this since day 1 of animating blocks, so yeah. It took a while. There is a tank from open blocks that is required in the tens of thousands. But thankfully it does have EMC, so we can dupe it tens of thousands of times. Let's dupe it faster. Yes, that is why you needed the glass panes, otherwise you don't need them. Oh, we need like 60,000. Okay, we have it. Also, we can't really make it in one go. The processing power for this is going to be stupid, so we do it in small batches. Maybe we're going to start with a tier 10. That's gonna take ages anyways. That was 1% of the total resources that you needed, so yeah. But we are working towards that, don't you worry. Well, the tier 10 is already done, and I think we go with something more substantial, a tier 14. Yeah, that requires 76,000 runes. The other one was just 3,000, it was nothing. But talking about crafting, we also need to upgrade our CPUs. They were supposed to be something incredibly temporary. You can also notice I put the wall around it, and they have to be removed. We need more powerful CPUs. So far I haven't really needed them, but I'm guessing from now on we need to have a lot of CPUs with a lot of processing power. But the main question is, where do we put it? Here would be nice. I can fix the corridor. Yeah, that was a good idea. We should fix the corridor first, even though it's redundant. We don't use these machines anymore. It was even made from the old blocks. You know, Constantan. So apparently you can get mobs on top of CPUs. I had no idea. But what you see in front of you is a combination of 164k crafting storage parts and co-processors. 300 of them. In total we have 10 CPUs, and that should be more than enough. It's already an overkill. The only issue is that I have no idea how to connect it. And even though our AME controllers have EMC, I have never taught it to our tablet. Hey, let's get a bunch. Generally, I'm not a fan of long cables, but I guess this is fine. The problem is that we don't really need that many co-processors. 30 is enough. But what we might need is extra processing power. So we're just gonna double it. You know, instead of just having 10 64Ks, we will have... I'm speechless. What happened? Don't tell me you don't do that. Oh boy, it's fine. We assemble it again. I swear I made them with a wand. Okay, it should not be connected to the system. That was the problem. Well, it is now neat, clean, and functional. I like it. And I don't think I have ever made such massive CPUs. But in any case, let us give it a test and see if it can make us the blood tank. Blood tank tier 16, can you craft it? Holy. You can. That's actually a lot of bytes. I was not expecting that. But very cool. We should be able to have our blood tank, and very soon we shall have our creative tank. Maybe not today because it's not an immediate need, but it's good to know that we can craft it. Because literally, that is the only bottleneck. However, you might notice that we have a very plain wall over here, and don't you worry, it's not going to remain plain. There are a few automations that we need to have. One of them is obviously going to be the neutral steel until the 11th degree, which means basically we are going to need to infuse them with tin, sulfuric acid, sulfur dioxide, trioxide, and kerosene. But if you look at the recipe of the chaos catalyst, there are also additional things that we need to automate. All of these wafers, there's 8 of them. So I think we should be able to cover this wall with machines. But one of the things that I noticed is that if you guys remember, making the circuit fabricator was kind of painful, but you can animate it. Uh-oh, you can't animate it. Why, the texture is broke? Oh. Well, you can animate it. You get a weird block, but it's fine. You just have to place it down once. The thing is, in order to make the circuit fabricator, you need thorium oxide ingot and manganese dioxide ingot. And believe me, I don't really want to do that. You know, these are all wafers, but they're anything but standard. One of them needs a repeater, one needs a comparator. one needs a torch, and one needs a redstone lamp. Also, I have no idea, do we have to power it from that side? Maybe. I personally think it would be much easier to use ME interfaces rather than export buses. Not just for saving channels, but I think it's going to be faster. I have set up the machines, I have set up the filters, let us export the items and see if everything works. We just extract, round robin, extract, round robin, and maybe some speed upgrades. It's slow. Well, they are getting the items. We might need to extract faster. And one thing that I forgot was redstone itself. Let's export that one too. Oh, I have an inventory filter, I put the redstone and it goes away. But yeah, we are operational, it's very slow. But on a very positive note, each recipe gives you 3 wafers, so we're good. As long as everybody's crafting, you're crafting, you are not. Yes, of course you're not. The filter is wrong. Yeah, perfection, we have all the wafers, even the maze wafer. Now that we have the wafers, let us focus on neutral steel. We don't need 1, 2, 3, 5, we just need 6, 7, 8 until 11th. Well, 6 we don't really care because it does have EMC, we're just gonna dupe it. But if you guys remember, in order to make the 7th, we need to infuse the 6th with some tin, and each one of these requires 20 tin ingots. Well, basically pulverized tin, but you get the gist. But I don't know, maybe we're going to need 3 crushers so that they're going to work fast. Also, in this version of Mechanism, there's no such a thing as an ultimate machine. Elite is the maximum, and it gives you... that's only 7. Oh boy, that is perfectly fine. We're going to go with 2 more crushers. That is going to be a total of 3 crushers, 21 tin at the same time. Correct? Also, this is going to be a pain. I have wiring here, and things have to be symmetrical. Also, funny enough, we don't have a humongous supply of tin. And since we are going to need a few million, let's dupe it. Yeah, 276,000, we let it run. So, 3 crushers, 1 metallurgic infuser, we're getting neutral steel of the 7th degree. And so far, it's a horrible mess of cabling, I know, but it does work. Also, sometimes we're going to need some of the neutral steels for crafting, for example, the 7th, so I'm going to make a buffer for them. But now we come to the next part, sulfuric acid. Which, if you guys remember, we are already producing them in relatively large quantities over here, and we have them inside quantum entangleporters. So something like this should work. We just set you to sulfuric acid, and I don't know, output. Yeah, we're getting it. Lovely. So he's going to make us neutral steel of the 8th. Oh boy, we have a decent supply of sulfuric acid, but for some reason we don't have sulfur dioxide or trioxide, and I found the imposter. This ender chest is supposed to be for sulfur, and we're out of sulfur here. That is something that I thought is never going to happen. So what if instead of that ender chest we use an energy condenser like so, and you know, dupe sulfur. Yeah, sulfur is cheap. You guys started working. Are you giving me sulfur dioxide? No. I don't really know what happened, but somehow these 2 pipes got connected, which they were not, I made sure of that. And well, the machines were full of sulfur trioxide. I used the gauge dropper to empty them. I do have a slight issue with quantum entangleporters, so maybe sometimes they get bugged out. Okay, so we have another problem. My supply of sulfur dioxide is not keeping up. We're not getting anything extra. That is a bit weird because I thought I'm doing this correctly. Where do we have to go? It's fine, we can have chemical oxidizers. So yeah, this was fun, but I think from now on our production should be decent. I bloody hope so. Let us go and check. How is this possible? Yeah, I don't really get this part. It's fine, I changed the channel on the quantum entangleporter and I'm hoping now we should be good. Oh my goodness, it was on input. Now we're good. So you were already good with the previous one, right? Probably. So far, everything seems to be working fine. The problem with sulfur dioxide was my problem. User error. I forgot to output. But you might notice that we have sulfur trioxide and we're getting neutral steel of the 10th degree. And one thing that I have noticed is that the 9th does not have a single use. So we're going to reduce the capacity of the drawer to just 1 stack. You can't go lower than that. But we are getting neutral steel of the 10th degree. I should fill this in. And now we need to start making the final one, which is 11th. We need kerosene and oxygen. And am I making oxygen? Can it be any oxygen? No, it has to be mechanism oxygen. It's fine, I'm making it here. I can make a connection. So wait a minute. Are you liquid oxygen or are you oxygen? No, you're oxygen. The thing that you normally breathe or use it to burn stuff. So you are oxygen. This time we make sure it's on output. Lovely. Since I'm not in the mood for making ender tanks, is that more than 16 blocks? Probably not. Maybe we can get away by having a phantom face. So kerosene shall be linked. Oh, we're fine. There is an augment which you can add. Yeah, phantom booster. But we didn't need that. So my dearest friend, you're getting kerosene, you're getting oxygen, you're getting neutral steel of the 10th. You need a crazy amount of power as far as I remember. Oh my goodness. That speed is beautiful. And we can't really upgrade it that much because I remember in capo mode it consumed like 2 million RF. No, it's not that bad. It's 8,000, 20,000. That's fine. As a byproduct of making the neutral steel of the 11th degree, we're also going to get some hydrogen. We just put it in a tank and void it. So I guess the only thing remaining is that I have to upgrade all the machines and see how fast we're making things. But these things have EMC. I never paid attention. Because actually they're a bit of a pain to craft. For the second tier you need the blood altar, and for the third one you're going to need a luminous crafting table. The fourth one is kind of redundant. I made it by accident. You know, I was just jumping down. The base is getting relatively big. Well, it seems today is a day of problems. I have upgraded all of the machines to the maximum, and here is the problem. Sulfuric acid. You need 200 millibuckets in order to make one neutral steel of the 8th degree, and I'm not producing it fast enough. They didn't have upgrades. What the hell am I doing in my life? Yeah, now it works consistently. Yeah, literally nothing over here has upgrades. I really can't believe that was the problem. But yeah, we're getting neutral steel of the 11th. We have 28 of them. Do you see this metallurgic infuser? Do you notice a problem? We have 5 inputs, but we're only getting 1 output. I have made more crushers, so we have a huge supply of tin, but the issue is that you cannot pump it in fast enough. I mean, it has a capacity for 64 tin dust inside, and this is the maximum speed that it can convert it. Therefore, the key is not to upgrade the infusing factory, the key is to have more of them. Also, another thing that I remembered is that you can put a gas upgrade inside the chemical injection chambers. That saves a ton of sulfuric acid. But I have been thinking, maybe we can have some cheaty metallurgic infusers here? And by cheaty, I mean that later on I'm just gonna cover it with a wall. Sometimes in your life, you had to admit some facts. Sometimes you might notice that your design is garbage, so it's going to be much simpler to spam machines. Of course, my designs are always perfect, so you have not seen these machines. Ever. But yeah, we are making neutral steel of the 11th magnitude at a decent speed. We have 81 of them so far, and I have been doing some calculations. Well, we do need it for a bunch of creative stuff, but not in that large quantities. Mainly we need it for the Omen ingot, and I don't think we need more than 2000 of it. I just set this thing up, and we have 84. And we are very far away from the Omen ingot, so I think this system should work. Also, I just noticed that stupid thing is floating in midair, and I had a plan. Our dearest friend Linda of Darkness suggested that we make some sort of a cloud. This is a cloud, right? Do you fall through it? No, it's just that these are expectations that you should have from someone who knows how to build. Well, this is a cloud, but I don't like that. Maybe we should mix and match? Actually, I kind of like it. That was a lovely suggestion. The problem is that you might notice I'm not great at making a cloud. I use some white concrete powder, and some cloud. I do have to work on it a bit more, obviously, and I think I have dropped some concrete powder. Yep, there is also something in the nether which we might use. Yes, that thing over there. I don't have an axe, but this should be fine. Yep. Oh, plum. I hate plums. If we have dirt, we plant it. Grow? Yeah, ghostwood leaves. On top of a cloud. Where else would you find a ghost? However, just before we wrap up today's episode, I think there's one more thing that we have to do. Our blood tank tier 16 is ready, and we need it in order to make the infinity tank. You're cheap and nice? Yeah, apparently I had to talk. Okay. Oh, we have lenses, and they have EMC. It has to be nighttime for a lens? Also, maybe we should invest in a collector crystal one day. This should be manageable, but in general, I think we need one. Somewhere. Come on. Thank you. Come on, make all of them. Don't be a jerk. Seems to be one by one. I'll be right back. In order to make the fluid core, which does have EMC, so we just need the one, and you might notice we need the colored lens, which we have. We need superlaminar fluid duct, which I made too many, 79,000. And we also need storage components. I was trying to get the quest, so I just duped them. So, fluid core, we teach it to you, and the rest of that should be easy. I believe I have not messed it up. Yes, infinity tank. That is a quest. Interesting. Again, this is very important because we need it for the creative tank. There is one more thing which has me really worried, and I'm not really sure how it works. There is a singularity, not for ectoplasm itself, but for one of the spectre coils. And oh my goodness, it's the most expensive one. Okay, it is what it is. It has a singularity in order to make a gear, and I'm just going to assume we need 150,000 of that. So there are two ways of getting that. One of them is that we have to grow a tree, and twerking doesn't work. Nothing works. How do you grow? I have no idea how this thing grows. Maybe it has to be dark? If it has to be dark, torches are not helping. Interesting, it has to grow on its own, I guess. So hence, we're just gonna go with the second option, which is exactly the same thing that I did in Kappa mode. We're gonna use bonsai pots. A lot of them. 128. I do have plenty of saplings, that's nothing to worry about. And before I set up something massive, leaves have EMC. What if you break it? You do get ectoplasm. Not really, fortune seems to be very helpful. It's fine, we will go with bonsai pots. Where do we set them up? That was 50 of them. That is massive. Maybe we do it next to our paths? That makes much more sense. The question is, how many is it going to be? I dropped one into the void, so we have 34 left. I had 2 stacks, so that should be 90 plus. Also, another thing that we should remember is that I don't really want the garbage, I just want the ectoplasm. So here's what we're going to do. If possible, we shall have a drawer, we give it ectoplasm, and you know, we just lock it. So anything else should be technically voided. Also, do I have grass? No, grass gives you a better yield, dirt grows faster, so I don't know what's the difference. I mean, I do understand the difference, but if something grows faster, then you're going to get a better yield. If something grows slower but gives you a better yield, the results should be equal. I don't think I have missed anything. Are we getting it? 86. Well, I had 64, so it's not great. Oh no. It's building up. Well, I guess I have to wait for a few hours and see how it goes. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye. Actually, just before we wrap up, here is the speed that we're getting ectoplasm, correct? I had 1000, I have 1000, almost 500. And now it's not moving. Yes, finally it's moving. I put the recipes in for the Spectre coil, and let us say we want 150,000 of it, correct? Ignore the things that have EMC, Ender Pearls are fine, Palace Crystals are fine, block of mana infused metal is fine, but I need 1.6 million ectoplasm. Huh. That is kind of a pickle. I mean, obviously I can increase this row, we can have more here, we can have more in a compact machine, but that's a lot of ectoplasm. Anyways, bye bye.